and welcome to the Next Guy Up podcast. I am back in the seat this week, and I am super excited. Back from a trip. We'll talk a little bit about that trip and some of the great food that I ate here in a second. We are super excited for our show today. I think we have, honestly, a pretty incredible show. We are doing press release. We have some ups and some downs on our press release this week. Maybe a little bit of downers. So prepare yourself for that one. We have a draft coming. And I think this is going to be one of my favorite draft ideas that we've had. I think it's going to be pretty contentious, and I think we're all going to come out with some great groups of things. We'll talk more about that when we get there. But I'm pretty excited about it, and we have an awesome show. Super pumped.
Great to have you back, Zach.
Thanks, Mason.
This company, the Next Guy Up podcast, we do give vacation days.
Thank you.
Unlike some other companies out there like ESPN, we while you were gone, we didn't have a layoff, but we added a person, Josh Bowles. Thanks again for stepping up.
While listen to the episode. It was incredible. Josh did an awesome job. Shout out to Josh for being that next guy up that we talk about. You know, he's really embodying the spirit of the pod. We needed a man, and he stepped up and he said, "You know what? This is me. This is my time." So shout out Josh.
But you're back, and we're glad to have you.
Thanks, Mason. So I did take a trip for work to Chicago. And I wanted to report back on a couple things. I had some great food while I was there. It's one of those situations where you're going for work, and so you kind of get everything paid for, which is great. You get to eat wherever you want. You can take Ubers everywhere. You can just not have to worry about like spending money and things like that. So it's cool. So we went to downtown Chicago on the first day. The training was a little bit outside Chicago. We went to downtown just to kind of walk around and see some stuff. We saw the Bean. That was cool. We got to walk around downtown. We had our luggage with us. That was not ideal, but that is what it is. So we went to Pizzeria Uno, which claims to be the first ever Chicago-style deep dish pizza place. I guess that's why their name is Pizzeria Uno. This is a pretty famous place. And so we went there to eat, and it was awesome. The pizza the crust was kind of like pastry-like almost. Like it was very...
Like flaky?
Yeah, it was like flaky. Yeah. Like a pie crust, sort of. Almost more than like what you think about as traditional pizza crust. And then it was real thick. So it had like cheese on the bottom. And then it had the tomato sauce and stuff. And then ours had like pepperoni and sausage on it. Had some like peppers and onions. It was pretty fire. And I had 3 pieces, and it was like I shouldn't have eaten that much. I was done.
Yep.
Dunzo.
Do you are you a fan of the deep dish style of pizza?
I don't know. That was really the first time I dove into it. I'm not like a traditionalist, really. I'm strictly like a New York style or strictly Chicago style. I like all pizzas. I'm a big pizza guy.
I've never turned down pizza.
It was much different, but I did enjoy it. It was a good difference. It was thick.
So I will go on the record and say I've never had one, but the picture that Zach sent looked like a lot. Like food coma central.
Yep.
After the fact that you had 3 slices, it's just...
I was very hungry.
It's a miracle that he's here with us still at the pod, because 3 slices sounds like a lot.
It was a lot of pizza, I'll be honest with you. I shouldn't have eaten that much, but it was great.
So when you left carrying your luggage, how much regret did you have?
It was not fun. I'll be honest. It was not a good time after, but it was, in the moment I was like, when in Chicago, I've got to eat this as much as I can. So I did. I did it for the team, but it was great. I think at some point we should do a pizza draft. I think that's coming.
Yeah.
Best pizzas. I think Red Baron frozen pizza has to be near the top of the list. It's a classic. But other than that, in Chicago, I had a couple of other fun kind of Chicago-y foods. I had some wings from like this. It was like an Asian wing place, and they had some pretty interesting flavors, but it was very good, like a gochujang flavored wing, which was pretty cool. It was great. Overall, very good time.
How hot were those wings? Was that like
a bulldog? It was called bulldog and gochujang, and they were very hot. Yeah, they were very hot. But it was great. It was a great flavor. I'd never had anything like that before, so it was very cool.
Now, a lot of people say Chicago in the summer is like the best city. Was the weather just like perfect? It's not too hot, but it's still
So it
like
was
nice out.
extraordinarily hot. It was like
Hmm.
everyone was complaining like this is the hottest it's ever been. Like it was like 90 degrees there. It was hotter in Chicago than it was in Tennessee for like one of the days. It was super weird. I was like, what
Hmm.
is up with this? I was expecting nice, cool weather. We did
Yeah,
not get that. It was very, very hot, but it was okay. Most of it was inside after that first day,
yeah.
so it was cool.
No Windy City, I take it.
Not a lot of wind. That's true.
Mhm.
Not a lot of wind.
It's definitely it's high up on my NFL stadium tour list, but
Yep.
for early season because I'm not dealing with a Chicago winter for a
I would say
football
He's
game.
it's a pretty cool like advantage to get to say you have to come play here with us, and it's going to be freezing cold. Good luck, Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, I'm good. We'll stay down in the 904. Go
a
with the
lot of
games
those
down there in the winter.
a lot of those stadiums will never ever when they have a new stadium, they will just leave it. They won't turn it into a dome. They will leave it open just for that.
Mm, did
Like
you
Green
not see
Bay.
the Bears new renderings for their new stadium?
Oh, well, I stand corrected. But I feel like you
Dome.
have an advantage. I feel like you really do. You have an advantage if you train in that cold and then someone else that's not used to it. But that's for our sports
That's
podcast,
true. Well,
not messing around Mondays.
along the same vein though, I was actually watching the new Swamp Kings documentary, the Untold, and those guys were out there in Florida heat like training in the summertime too. Their summer train I never thought about that, how their summer like training is in like 110-degree Florida death
Swamp.
heat. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, that's also kind of an advantage too. Like if you're straight up training in the death heat, what's the season? When it comes into October and it feels great, it's like, heck yeah, let's roll with it.
Well, now that you brought that up, Zach, how'd you feel about the show that you
Thanks,
watched?
Mason. I watched it. I really was mad the whole time. I was watching with my wife, and I was just like internally just like angry. I was like, this is infuriating to watch, mostly because I've grown up just as a Tennessee fan, and so I watched Tim Tebow beat Tennessee a lot of times. Urban Meyer, bad guy.
The worst guy.
That team actually was a lot of bad guys, and it feels like a kind of a weird show because I feel like we're glorifying a lot of some of the worst athletes and coaches that we've ever had in the sport. Like truly just the bad guys. Tins, I know you have some strong feelings about one of our main characters here.
Oh, I
Tim
have
Tebow.
yeah, no, I have strong feelings about all of it. They painted Urban Meyer as God's gift to college football and how he's like a great leader of men.
Yeah.
There's no mention of Aaron Hernandez. Newsflash, guy was
What?
killing people.
Oh, that's weird. Wonder why he
Um,
wasn't on the show.
wonder why. There was no mention of the Pouncey brothers who were known to just beat people up in bars while they were in school. Uh, Cooper Riley or Riley Cooper, whatever that receiver's name is, big, terrible bad guy wasn't mentioned at all. He was also on the team. And then
Brandon Spikes.
they had Brandon Spikes acting like he's just like this cool, nice guy. He was trying
He's
to
a
rip
great leader.
people's
Yeah.
eyeballs out.
They literally had a segment where we talking about how great of a leader he was, and he stepped up. Like he saw Tebow, he's like, I want to be like that, and he stepped up into a leadership role. I was like,
By trying to
that
poke
thing where he
people's
tried to gouge
eyes.
somebody's eye out. Yeah, that was cool. Great leadership moment.
And
I don't
then
know. It rubbed me the wrong way,
it
mostly
did.
because I'm so biased that I hate. Like they had a segment of Florida beating Tennessee like 21-20, and it was just it brought me back to like middle school when that happened, and I was just some dark days.
See, I wasn't as big in the college football in those days. I'm more into it now. So I didn't have as much hatred for Urban Meyer. That really grew with his stint with the Jacksonville Jaguars. After watching this and see, because he's coaching the Jaguars when this is going on, so you can see behind him the bridge it takes to get to the stadium and just all this, and then he's like they're like painting him as a picture as this great guy, and then they had the audacity to say that after 13 games he left the Jaguars. No, I'm sorry, buddy. He got fired. He was terrible. He got fired. So let the record
Remember that
show.
time when he was in the bar with like that
girl, yeah,
maybe 20s female, like grinding all over him? That was
yeah,
pretty cool.
exactly.
Great
He had
guy,
one.
Urban.
He had one job: not do that. Don't embarrass the team, and you can keep coaching. But what did you have to do? You had to keep embarrassing us.
Didn't he like kick a player as well?
Yeah, he kicked our kicker. He said, "Why don't you try
Fine.
making one of these?" And then he kicked him.
It's tough. Tough look for old Urban.
That's fine. Trevor Lawrence went to the owner and said, "Get him out."
It just goes to show that any type of, you can have any writer or you can portray any picture you want of anything ever. You can change the story. Just like how the story was changed in Blindside. I don't know why I brought that up, but I'm just saying, I feel like
Wow.
everybody agrees that was just a terrible group of men
Yeah.
and leaders, and they portrayed them as the opposite. So
it's tough too, because Untold to this point I've really enjoyed all of the documentaries they've done, and I feel like they've done a really good job of like telling the actual stories. And then this just felt like a fluff piece for the Florida Gators for some reason. It's like Urban Meyer's untouchable in the media for some reason. Like no one ever wants to actually call it how it is with him unless you're from Jacksonville. We'll gladly do it. But I mean, he even got his job back.
Basically, it should have just been called Tim Tebow. Like that's,
yeah.
I feel like that was really what we were doing here. Is talking about Tim Tebow,
right? About how great he is, and he is. He's great. He's a great person. Does a lot of great things, but he does not cover all of the bad that those Florida Gators teams were, because they had a lot of bad dudes.
It was pretty funny watching Tim Tebow and like knowing who he is and stuff, and then in the huddle, just like hearing Urban Meyer drop like 25 consecutive F-bombs, like yelling at the team, and then just seeing Tim Tebow like, "Thumbs up, let's go, guys!
Come on,
It
guys!"
was just like a funny. Like I said, I respect Tim Tebow for the most part. If you just took away his Florida background, I'd like him more probably. But here we are. So we have some press releases coming to you today. We got some big news in the media. We have some cool stuff coming at you. Before that cool stuff though, Tinsley.
Before the cool stuff, we have some unfortunate news about a true legend of TV. Every kid our age, older, you took a sick day from school, what'd you do? You watched The Price is Right.
Yep.
It's true.
And unfortunately, Bob Barker at the age of 99 has passed away this last Saturday. So this is some tragic news. He was
rest in peace.
Longtime game host of The Price is Right, but also maybe my favorite thing Bob Barker ever did was he was on Happy Gilmore. And maybe one of the funniest clips ever is them fighting and him saying, "The price is wrong, Bob." Oh, it's just, and even then, I think he's like 70 something years old right there.
He's pretty old at that point. Yeah, 99 is pretty incredible life lived.
So
I mean that's pretty yeah. Has he spent more hours like on television? I wonder who has the record for like most hours spent on television.
He hosted another show before Price is Right. I don't know the name of it. I should have looked it up, but apparently he did it for a really long time too. So I mean, he's been on TV for a very long time.
It's crazy.
So
most people bring up like stars or like have like 30 hours, like 30, 40 hours for a TV show. But like to have that, he had 30, 40 in like 8 weeks of the show, and then it's like let's keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't bring up Bob. No, you're good. You can't bring up Bob Barker without the spay and neuter your pets at the very end. That was like his signature thing.
Yeah.
But you could not pin it more on the nail on the head. Did I say that right? Head on the nail, the hammer on the head. You couldn't get it more right, Tins, than when you took a sick day, you stayed home, and you watched the commercials. Was always insurance and life alert commercials. Because it always went towards like the elderly. And then you got done watching the life insurance and the life alert, and then Bob Barker was on, and it was the same every single episode, but you still loved it. Nothing ever changed. They had probably had like 10 different games.
Yeah.
10 different like Price is Right games, but it was the same thing, but you didn't care. You still loved it because, that's what you had. That's the choices you had. That was a hand that was dealt.
I think part of those shows too is always like what if that was me on there? What would I do?
Yeah,
You know,
like
dreaming about like if that was me, that would have done that. I would have
You
won.
said $1,
I would.
$1, Bob.
Oh, I knew that price on the spot.
Yeah, that could have been me.
You know who's the worst though? Like the worst of all time? The people that someone would say $1 and then the one next to him would say $2 and then that person that just said $1 didn't even have a chance anymore. How about we be a little more original and do like closer to the prize? Give that
What
number $1.
strategy, Mason?
Nah, get out of here. Weak sauce.
Wow,
Try to get it correct instead. That's all.
Mason
I got.
hates money. All right.
But
Well,
yes.
shout out to Bob Barker, legend.
Shut up.
Go watch Happy Gilmore in his honor tonight.
Yep.
Price is wrong. Bob.
So I will transition into my press release. I want to just go ahead and start out by saying I have not seen this movie.
What an incredible take from Mason.
It's a blind review of a movie.
This is what I've heard, guys.
The thousands of listeners we got. Who, Mason? Why should I listen to you? Well, this is why. Blue Beetle came out August 18th.
Yep.
It is a Warner Brothers film. However, the character is from DC Comics. So I just want to start with that. So here's the thing. I haven't seen it like I just said. But if you were wondering why I don't like it already, you want to know why, Zach?
Why, Mason?
It's because it's not Marvel. That's why.
Got him.
Give me a list of superhero movies that are not Marvel, and I'll give you a list of a bunch of losers.
Dark Knight.
Okay, dang it.
Got him.
Okay, so here's the thing. Even though the Marvel universe, it's been tough lately, okay? We had She-Hulk, we had Invasion, we've had some tough, some bad, don't worry, we're going to bounce back. You want to know how dedicated I am to the Marvel universe?
Tell us, Mason.
Jalen and I just got a puppy. You want to know what we named it? The greatest villain of all time, Thanos.
Well, that's debatable. I don't.
Did you know he dies?
What the?
And loses? Spoiler alert.
But he wins to start. All villains lose, right? Am I correct? Okay, so I do actually have some things. I actually have some facts with the movie. Okay.
Okay, facts.
So let's talk about the ratings and the box office.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 78.
That's pretty good.
IMDb is giving a 6.7 out of 10.
It's not bad, actually.
These are not bad. So if you want to, go ahead and give it a shot. I might eventually, if it's free on some type of, if I'm just like, oh, look, it actually came out like on TV, I'm going to watch it. It's a free watch for me. Okay. I will give it a shot. I have not seen Shazam, by the way. That is also not a Marvel movie. I don't know if that's good or not. Okay. Blue Beetle opened at a underwhelming 25.5 million.
That's pretty tough.
Yep. So the new worldwide total right now is 81.1 million. This came out August 18th. So what is today? We're looking at 2 weeks ago. Go ahead.
I did hear that a big chunk of that was it premiered the same weekend that Hurricane Hillary destroyed California.
It's like you read my notes or something, because that is what they are blaming it. The box office like being down is because of the hurricane and a bunch of tropical storms killing the weekend that they were going to have. So you can kind of go back and forth on that. Go ahead.
I think here's what's happening, because The Flash also bombed, even though it was really that was one of the most hyped up movies that there's been in a while, and it blew up. Yeah. And I think the main reason is everyone knows that they're starting over the whole universe.
Yep.
Like with the next movie, James Gunn is just blowing everything up and starting over. It's like a team that knows their head coach is leaving, and then it's like a team with their season's over. They're in the college and they have like 4 wins. They can't even make a bowl game. It's like, what are we doing to that? Yeah, who's gonna? Why do we care? So I think that's the problem. I mean, I actually have heard it's not a bad movie, but I think the box office numbers is like, I mean, what are we doing? We're starting over. Why
Yeah.
do we need to see this?
That makes sense. I mean, it's tough. I'm gonna see it. I have a feeling they're gonna keep this actor as the Blue Beetle for the next like
I've heard he's
as they.
good.
I think he's great. He's in Cobra Kai. He's Miguel. He's cool.
Big
He's a cool
Cobra Kai
kid.
guy, huh?
I'm a big Cobra Kai guy. We'll probably get it to some of that eventually on one of these. It's one of the best bad TV shows in America.
Along with the Zoo.
The Zoo
watch
was
that
yep.
No,
We're definitely having a snake draft for bad TV shows that you had to watch
that would be fun. The whole thing.
because the Zoo is up there.
I
I
will
watched
say,
it all the way through.
every episode. I did
Yeah.
not watch it all the way through.
Yeah.
I watched. So on another note, though, to Mason, the opposite of Mason's pick, I did watch Guardians of the Galaxy, then the third one, on Disney Plus when it came out for free. Pretty fire. I actually really like the new Guardians of the Galaxy,
And that's what I was going to say. They bounced back a little bit, yes.
which is James Gunn kind of wrap up swan song to the MCU. So I think the difference between Blue Beetle and Guardians of the Galaxy was it was like a nice wrap up. It meant something. They were like wrapping up characters we cared about versus Blue Beetle, who's like this guy who none of us know. Who cares about this universe? I think that's a distinct difference still between the MCU and DC. So there's something to it. But I actually like the movie a lot. It's good.
Nice little surprise here that none of the guys know. I have my top 3 insects that nobody cares about and that we wish was just gone. Thanos would snap his finger and they didn't exist anymore. Number 3, cockroaches. I mean, those things are nasty. They can live through an atomic bomb. Number 2, mosquitoes. They cause diseases. True. They literally suck your blood. They're like a vampire, but an insect. And number 1, is going to be ticks. They literally
bad guys
bury your head into your skin. They also cause horrible diseases, Lyme disease.
Right.
What's even the point of them? Get them out of here. Thanos, if you're listening, just use your gauntlet and get rid of them. There's no point of it. So
you guys didn't know you're getting out today.
Yeah, that was free.
That's the kind of content you get here at the Next Guy podcast.
And that was brought to you by Pringles.
Wow, shout out. Ooh. Pringles.
Shout out to Pringles.
But hater of cockroaches,
yeah, they don't like those cockroaches.
All right.
That's my list.
Last up on press release today. Huge news. No, we are not talking about Trump and a former president getting arrested. We are not talking about Trump lying about his weight and height, which was very funny stuff happening. I just had to get that in there. He claimed he was 215 pounds, which is hilarious, and 6'3". So
if that's true, then I'm in shape enough to play in the NFL right now.
There's so much funny stuff. Yeah, I know. If he's 215, then I'm like 175, and I'm like 6'5" probably. So, just funny. We don't do politics here. That's just a joke. It's funny. Okay. That's not my press release of the day. My press release is another famous bad guy, Billy McFarland. If you're wondering where you heard that name from, he is the creator of the Frye Fest. I think we sleep on the fact that it was literally called the Frye Fest. Like, that wasn't a name that we like coined it after the fact, after it like burnt down to the ground. Like, that was the name of it originally.
Right.
Pretty incredible stuff to name it the Frye Fest, and then it just like was literally just on fire the whole time.
It was just a disaster.
So famously, if you're not familiar, Frye Fest, 2016 music festival. It was on this like private island. Tickets were going for like thousands of dollars because it was supposed to be this like the biggest music festival of all time. Literally, people showed up and there were like emergency tents and like cheese sandwiches, and then none of the artists showed up, and it turned into like an absolute nightmare. And then he went to jail over all of this, over like fraud, basically, because people bought these tickets for thousands of dollars. He couldn't pay anybody back, give refunds. And so he just got like sued out the wazoo. He goes to jail. Well, guess what? He's back, baby. Billy McFarland gets out of jail. Guess what he does immediately after getting released from jail? he announces Frye Fest 2.
Let's run it back, baby.
Yeah.
Second one. Again, we didn't even change the name. It's still the Frye Fest. He released 100 tickets at $499 each, and they sold out almost immediately. 100 people spent $500 on tickets to a festival that almost assuredly will not happen.
Again.
He literally left jail and made $5,000 in minutes.
I mean,
Offered people, no, way more than $5,000. He made $50,000.
yeah. I mean,
Carry the one, Zach.
I respect the hustle at this point.
I mean, if people are just gonna be that stupid that they're just gonna like blow their money, I don't understand. So he said that there's some more ticketing options coming up. He said there's some more tickets coming that are already kind of earmarked at a $799 price range, all the way up to $7,999.
What does that
There's
get?
not a single act has been booked. Not a single date or venue has been announced.
Oh,
But he just made $50,000.
it seems like we need to create our own fake festival that
Next Guy Up Podcast
TBD.
Festival coming up sometime. Buy tickets on our website. Reach out to us. We'll take all of your money. I promise.
We're selling them cheap too, $15.99.
That's it. I mean, that's a low price for the greatest music festival to ever exist.
And we'll
Next
be
to the
on the
Podcast
island
Music Festival.
next to the Frye Fest.
Yeah, we're next door. Yeah. Yep. But better. I truly don't understand how this guy is like. I mean, it is pretty incredible feat he's done.
It's like an all-time Ponzi scheme at this point.
He's gonna start like it's gonna become like a pyramid scheme. He's gonna have other people starting other Frye Fest places and just around the world. And then none of them are real though. Like they're all just fake. And then you just have to go to jail for a few years, and then you come back out and do it again. Who could beat that?
It sounds like a pretty sweet deal.
That's it. Billy McFarland. Shout out to that guy for being the worst human. Surprised me he didn't play for the Florida Gators in the 90s or in the 2000s. All right.
I was gonna say we need to call this podcast this episode just a bunch of bad guys episode or something.
A lot of bad guys running around.
A lot of bad guys.
So we're switching gears here. We're gonna wrap up our episode today, with a draft that I think is gonna be pretty fun. We are drafting our favorites company slogans. So. We are channeling our inner Billy McFarland's here, our business minds, and we're saying, what is the best marketing out there? So this can be fast food restaurants, regular restaurants. This could be any kind of company, shoe brands, clothing brands, grocery stores, cars, whatever you want. It's there. If it's like a slogan that you recognize with that brand, we're good with it. I think we need to limit it to once that company has had a slogan, it's dead. I'm thinking of a few that have multiple slogans I think you could pick from. I won't shout those out yet. We'll shout them out once one of them gets picked, and we can kind of jump on and say this. They also have this. I think this is the first one we're going to run out of ideas, or we're not going to run out. So we'll get some honorable mentions at the end too, because my list is like 25 deep.
Yep.
So I know that we got a lot of options, some fun ones out there. I think this is a pretty fun one. And at the end, stick around for the very end of the pod because the three of us, this is a special announcement. We are going to be presenting ideas for the official slogan of the Next Guy Up podcast. And that will get voted on throughout the week by our listeners. And whichever gets the most votes will become the official slogan of the Next Guy Up podcast.
Official.
So we're going to present that at the very end after we pick from all these. Give us some inspiration,
This is a big deal.
How do we feel?
Feeling ready.
I think there is an upper echelon of these picks. I think there's a top like 5 that are just like killers. And so I think that the order of picks is going to be pretty important here.
I think there's some really bad picks out there. that
I can't wait for Mason's picks. One of one.
I
I think
really don't
Mason's
want to
going
be
to throw
first.
something crazy out there.
I
I'm just
don't
going to be
want to be
honest.
first.
I want Mason to go first so bad.
So much
Please.
pressure. There's probably like an obvious one, right? And I was looking at a list. I
I
was
think
doing
there's
some
2 or 3
research.
you could put in that I'm
Well,
too
I'm
okay
not
about.
seeing one, so all right.
All right, Tins, what's your number? 1 to 3.
Let's go 2.
Mason.
It's been good
I'm
to
gonna
me.
go 3.
Okay, so I'm 1. All right, it's a 3,
No,
and then it is a
no.
1. So Tins gets the turn.
I got the turn.
3 and 4.
Yikes!
This is going
Not
to be
good.
something right here, folks.
Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna mess this up. I could totally be wrong.
Famous last words. I don't think I'm going to mess this up.
This has to be like an obvious one, right? And it's gonna be the swoosh. Just do it, Nike.
That's a good pick. I like the pick.
Okay.
I think that's a
Shoot.
good pick, Mason. I
I
think there are
mean,
definitely worse picks you could have made there.
Yeah, it's
you.
iconic. It's very iconic.
It's very iconic. You got to think of what the brand is built on, the Michael Jordan, just everything, you know. So just do it, Nike. Lock it in.
How do you think brands change their stuff over time? And the fact that Nike is just stuck to that, I mean, that's all you need. I think the Just Do It kind of, it's literally been around since Michael Jordan. I mean, that's
And it's a
they've never
worldwide
rebranded.
brand.
It's right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I think that's a good one.
All right. Give it to me. Let's go.
Attaboy.
Shoot.
I didn't mess it up. I broke the curse. All right. Go ahead. Who's up?
It's me. I think that
Did I
was a
take
good
yours?
first pick. I mean, I think that was a good one. Okay, we're doing it. I'm going with McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Knew it.
That's it. I think growing up, that was the kind of the jingle going with it. It was in all the commercials. They had all the creepy little characters running around, like the Hamburglar and stuff.
Grimace.
I think I do think Grimace. Yeah, I do think McDonald's. That's a pretty incredible marketing, back in the day to kids and stuff. And I'm loving it. Was right there part of it. The Golden Arches. They have some great marketing there.
You guys want to know why they got rid of the clown?
He's creepy.
He's a creep.
Do you remember the clowns that were walking around and the creepy clowns that were
like when we were in high school.
Weird stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they got rid of it right. That was the same year they decided to nip it in the butt.
Remember that one time when we like put on masks and ran around during Black Friday? I remember that. Just me. That was during the same time. I feel like, yeah.
Yeah,
We were not like trying to murder people. We were just kind of chilling,
Just with creepy old man mask on.
Okay, that was a weird story. Yeah, we could keep going.
All right.
Thank you for that.
All right, Tins on the turn.
Also, the fact that he said we weren't murdering people, he just had to put that out there.
I think the clowns were like doing bad stuff usually. That was the whole point,
That wasn't us.
They're like doing hood rat stuff.
All right. Well, tough to follow that up, but I'll do my best here. So I'm going to go with, and this company has a lot of them. He's got a pretty iconic mascot, but I'm going to go with Geico. It's so easy, a caveman can do it. Some of the best,
that's a good one.
Some of the best Super Bowl commercials ever are the caveman ones. I'm mad they don't do those as much anymore. So with my first pick, I'm going to go there. And then next,
easy a caveman could do it.
Yep, so easy a caveman can do it.
That is funny commercials coming from that. And then I feel like the Jack Link's beef jerky took over the caveman thing.
Well, that's Sasquatch.
Oh, you're right.
You suck again.
Those are some different things there. You're right. You're right.
Very different. They're very different. That's all right. I remember my first day of learning about mascots.
You love a Sasquatch, though.
I do love a Sasquatch. That's definitely a story for another day. Big Sasquatch guy over here. All right. And then with my second round pick, that's a teaser for another day. I'm going to go with something that's tried and true on this podcast, something that's been on maybe every Monday episode, and that would be Taco Bell. Think outside the bun, but
That's it.
mostly the bell, the bum
Ding. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ding. Yeah, that's
It's a good
it's
one.
when you order in the mobile app, it does that sound. When you place your
Yeah.
order, it does freak me out every time I do it in my car, and it's attached to Bluetooth, and it's very loud. But so yeah, I'm happy to walk away with Geico and Taco Bell right there.
Okay. That's some good stuff.
Even if your volume's off on your phone, it like overrides the whole system just to make sure it does the
I've
bong.
done it. I've turned it down like to prepare. It does not matter. It's coming through. They need you to know.
You know, there was a college kid out there that was ordering during class to go pick it up right after, and the bong goes off during class or at work. It's had to happen. I would love to know. Yeah. Good choices.
I do think they have a couple other pretty big marketing stuff. Like they do the Live Moss. That's kind of the more recent one.
Yeah,
which is fine. It's not as good as Think Outside the Bun. That's much better. They also had like the Yo Quiero Taco Bell with like the little Chihuahua
the
dog.
little Chihuahua.
Yeah.
That was a pretty. I feel like that was a little bit before our time, but I think that was. I still remember like seeing that.
Yeah, I remember seeing it as like a kid, the Chihuahua commercials. They were funny, but yeah, I'm glad the lock up Taco Bell, no one else can get them. As the Taco Bell, I feel like I am the Taco Bell guy.
You are a big Taco
At the
Bell
end
guy.
of the
That's
day.
true. That's true. Okay. Here we are.
Back to Zach.
You can
Zach
do
is
it, Zach.
back.
I believe in you.
All right, I'm going with this. I'm going to go with Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings.
Dang it. That
and
was mine.
they've really pressed into that. And that's another really long-lasting kind of slogan. But it's cool. It's very like memorable. Everyone knows it. And so I think it's a good slogan.
They got funny commercials.
They do. Yeah.
The cartoon commercials are good.
Pretty much like unlimited iterations of that commercial too. Like pretty much you just have some dude doing something regular and then he drinks Red Bull and gets some confidence.
Do anything.
Do whatever.
Good choice, Zach.
Thanks, Mason.
So I'm going to go with one that this might be the one that I'm messing up on, but I just remember this was like a super popular one when I was younger, and it was the Can You Hear Me Now? Good. Verizon.
Verizon.
Can you hear me now?
It's a good one.
That's one I'm going to lock up. Go ahead.
Fun fact, that guy now is the spokesperson for Sprint or T-Mobile, one of them.
Oh yeah, he switched over. That's
switched, true. And he does poke a little jab at him in the new commercials. But
we have a couple bad guys on this list we might talk about eventually. At least one.
I just meant he was a bad guy because he became a traitor for Verizon.
Was he not in some kind of scandal at some point?
No, not him. Okay. They look alike.
Okay.
I know what you're doing.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and just start. Tim's had to turn his mic off. He is cackling. All right. I'm going to try to save this segment here. This is falling off the rails.
Get it, Mason.
And I'm going to go. Dang it. You got me rattled now. I'm going to go with Arby's. We have the meats.
We have the meats.
So I know I can't like put this in the graphic for the social media, but the guy's voice is also the key. I couldn't do it if I tried, but the deep tone, we have the meats, and I can't do it. See, but I tried. I gave it some effort.
Yeah,
but that's gonna be the signature. It's always been there. It's
on my list.
So back to back.
All right, I like it. All right, for my third pick. Coming up, we have Lay's potato chips. Bet you can't eat just one. I think it's a great slogan because it's true for me. I don't know if I physically could just eat one of them and then stop.
Are you a Lay's classic guy?
Not really, but I mean,
really?
It's fine.
Like barbecue ones?
I love the barbecue for sure. Sour cream and onion, great. I mean, I'll eat the original if they're there. I just think that marketing campaign's lasted a long time. Bet you can't eat just one, and I think part of it's that it's just true. Like I don't know anyone that's just gonna pick up one chip and eat it and be like, yeah, that was good. I think I'm good now. That's just me.
That's true.
Maybe I
That's
love
true.
chips, so here we are.
No, yeah, I don't even know why you would ever just eat one chip. It's a thing where you're grabbing a handful.
Yeah, 100%. And then I'm grabbing another handful immediately afterwards until the bag is gone. This is my problem.
All right, I like that. Let's
Good pick,
see.
Zach.
I got a couple here. I do tend to lean towards food here because I'm a big food guy. I don't know if you can't tell on the YouTube, but I'm not exactly the picture of health. Um, all right, here we go. I'm gonna go with, and this one's taken over. This one has been popping in the streets. I'm gonna go Burger King at BK. Have it your way.
Have it your
Yep.
way.
Have it
You
your way.
rule.
You rule. Like it's so
I
annoying.
feel like they did add the little
They added that part.
the
I think.
jingle and it
They've
helped.
added. It did help. I personally never really like gone out of my way to Burger King before,
No,
but I've tried it a little bit more here recently, and it's aight.
it's not bad. I do think that jingle. I think the jingle has gone away a little bit in the pop culture, but
Mm-hmm.
that jingle is hitting pretty hard. It does hit. I agree.
And I see. I watch a lot of stuff on Hulu, and I don't know. Hulu must have a big partnership with Burger King because every Hulu commercial break, it's BK's singing to me. So it's on there. It's in my face constantly.
My wife Jalen can attest to this. I'm not a fan of that. It's just an annoying song.
but
I
but you
mean,
recognize it. It gets
you
in your
recognize
head.
it.
That's the whole point.
Yep, it's true.
Gotcha.
There's a couple other annoying ones, but we can't. We'll have to do that at the end because I don't want to give any of them away. But
Okay.
go
All right.
ahead, Tens.
All right, and then I'm gonna turn from food here. I don't think this one will get back to me, so I gotta get it now. EA Sports, it's in the game.
Oh man, I
Shoot.
didn't have that on my
voice.
list. That's a great one though.
Whoa, you have it on your list?
I missed it. That was mine. That was on
Dang.
me.
Dang, that's you're loading up NCAA football. That voice
It's
that
classic.
hits. Oh, it's yeah, that brings me back right there. So EA Sports, it's in the game. I'm gonna lock it up.
That's a good pick.
It's a good one.
I didn't
That's a
even
good
think. I don't even know. I didn't even think about that, but it's such a good one because it's so iconic.
That is also one that has like an iconic voice with it. The guy that had
You see people online trying to like replicate it and stuff too. That's
the
when you
same.
know you have a good slogan. You have people online trying to replicate it. You know it's good.
That's how you know it's good.
It's a good one, Tens.
That was a good one. Mm-hmm.
Might I say I'm cooking? While Zach's thinking, I
He's
just wanted to
cooking.
listen. I'm cooking on this draft. I've been cooking. I didn't win last week. Me and Mason tied. I can't win a draft for some reason, but I'm
I got a lot
coming.
of stuff out there. Dang.
I am cooking.
Okay. I'm going to go with. I've got two that I want, and I'm not sure it's going to get back to me, but we're going to roll with it. I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do Skittles. Taste the Rainbow.
Oh, it was on my list.
Taste the Rainbow. I think they have a lot of good marketing for it. A lot of their commercials still wrap around that idea. I think it's a cool idea because they got the colors and the rain. I don't know. I just like the idea, and I think they usually do it well. And I love Skittles, so that helps. Skittles are great. Great
it
candy.
helps when you you love the brand as much as
It's a
you
great
do
product.
the slogan. Yeah.
Yeah. Taste the Rainbow. I like it. I feel good about that.
They've had some pretty good iconic commercials, in my opinion, as well. So that's a good pick. We still got some really good
I
ones.
know. I got a huge list.
I don't want to mess this up, but
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go with something that he said he loves Skittles. I love Cheetos, so and I haven't heard this one in a while, but it ain't easy being cheesy. Because why not?
That's fun. I think that's a fun.
That's
It's
fun.
not as like as iconic of a slogan, but I think it's a
No.
funny one though.
That's a funny one. He's Chester
My guy
Cheetos.
Chester?
Also,
Yeah.
Guy Chester. I'm gonna go with that one. It ain't easy being cheesy.
Cool.
And then I know this one is also It's not iconic. I think I'm leaning towards mascots all of a sudden. I think I might want to change what I'm doing here because I don't want to mess this up. You know what? I'm doing it.
You
I'm
gotta
gonna
stay
go
true
with
to you.
the Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah. That is also an
I
iconic
like it. I
voice.
like it. I like it.
Oh, that's good.
These are not like, but I still okay. If someone reads my thing and it's like, oh yeah, what's he talking about? But if you hear the oh yeah, Kool-Aid Man, it's like it's a good one, right?
That's
I think
good.
it's great.
I like that one a lot. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
It is funny the different ones that pop out to us because when you think about it, it's like, man, that is a good slogan.
So I didn't
That it
even.
made you think about it, like
It's literally oh yeah, but it's a slogan. But here's the thing: it wasn't even on the list. I was just thinking of I was going down this rabbit hole of like thinking of mascots that we've like
yeah,
are listing off as well, and so I was like, why not Kool-Aid Man? Oh yeah, busting through the wall. I wish it was like a whole snippet, not just the phrase, but like the whole like what actually happens. Him
right.
busting through a wall and saying, "Oh yeah," I'm locking that in. So back to you, Zach.
Man, there is a lot left on the board. I think there's about 4 picks I can make right here and feel pretty good about. I think I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to go with Staples. That was easy. It's one of the most recognizable ones. The easy buttons, that was like one of the greatest marketing schemes of all time. It's like marketing those little buttons that you just push. I mean, that's
I feel like
free money.
every teacher had one for some reason, you know?
Yeah.
And then they just got super annoyed when all the students would come up and push it all the time. And it's like, why do you have the button if you're just going to get annoyed when all your students push it? Great marketing though. I mean, Staples is not a very like flashy brand. Not a brand that's like, yeah, it's kind of different than a lot of the ones we talked about. But some pretty incredible marketing to go along with it though, to make it like a worldwide known brand.
I like that. All right.
Last
So
pick.
I got one left, right? All right. Here's the thing. A lot of these are brands, a lot of these are companies. This is a place. This is a city you can go and visit, and everyone knows it. You know this place by this. Las Vegas. What happens here stays here.
Mm.
So I had to get it on the list. I don't know what that means. I've never been there.
We got to put it on the calendar somewhere.
I think that's like you could claim it's like the Las Vegas or like the Nevada. I'm sure someone came up with that at some point.
Yeah, when I looked it
so
up,
many
it said
tourists, it's an incredible amount.
It's from the company of tourism for the state of Nevada. That's their slogan.
That makes sense.
But yeah, no, Vegas it's a very mysterious place. They got magic shows, casinos, just
other shows,
all kinds of stuff. Just it's the wild west that's still alive. So, and what happens there stays there. You don't have to talk about it when you leave.
No one knows about it.
Yeah, so
unless you go.
I figured it'd pop on the graphic there.
There's another one that I was like, I almost picked, but I couldn't figure out who to attribute it to. It was Got Milk.
Yep.
Great ad campaign. But I looked at a couple places that they're like, oh, the Milk Association or what. I was like,
California. Yeah, that's what, because I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, I want this one, but I don't know who it is. Like,
it's a great one though. Yeah.
Got Milk. That is good.
All right, honorable mentions.
I have 2 that really stuck out to me here. KFC, its finger looking good.
Yep.
That was a good one.
And actually, sorry, there's 2 more. Red Robin, yum.
That's a good one.
And then Chili's, the baby back ribs jingle.
I want my baby
back.
That's a good one.
That's a good scene from The Office as well.
Hilarious. I had Subway Eat Fresh. That's a good one.
Yep.
Wendy's Where's the Beef? Rice Krispies Snap Crackle Pop. I really almost took it the last pick.
Yeah.
Let's see. Allstate, You're in Good Hands. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
BMW, The Ultimate Driving Experience.
Oh, sorry, Zach. I literally
sorry, Mason.
Trampled over your Do the Do.
Good
Till the Last Drop, Maxwell House. Built to last, Ford. That's about it for mine. It keeps going and going and going. Energizer Bunny. These are
American
all
runs on Duncan.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I like that Duncan one.
Breakfast of Champions, Wheaties.
They're great. Frosted Flakes.
That's a good one.
My mascot and my voice and the whole bit. That would have been a good one if I had
Bounty,
one more pick.
the quicker picker upper. That's a banger.
It's a banger.
That was deep down the list. Deep.
I was looking at some of these, and I've never even heard of Disney saying the happiest. Is that crazy?
That was on my
Happiest
list as well.
Earth? Okay.
Happiest place on earth. I think that's a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I've just never noticed it till now. Well,
apparently Apple's is think different. I didn't actually know that.
I didn't either.
I don't know. That's a great slogan.
I think that one's lame.
If I don't actually recognize it, we need a new marketing guy.
Coca-Cola Open Happiness. I was wanting to pick that if I could pick like the polar bear with it.
Yeah.
It's like a combo, but you can't. Like that wasn't going to be a thing.
I'm just not a big Coke guy. Just not a big fan of Coke. I don't know.
I know Christmas is coming around.
Motel 6. We'll leave the light on.
Leave the light on for you.
That's actually pretty good.
That's pretty
solid. A fun one, but I don't know if that would have looked good on the graphic, but I like that one.
Did anyone say the Pringles one? I forgot I had that one on the list.
What is it?
It was once you pop the fun, don't stop.
I like it.
You know what they say. Once you pop, fun don't stop. Got to eat all those Pringles, the whole can.
All right, that's a good draft, guys. I think we not a single bad pick. I think we were solid throughout it. It's going to be interesting competition. I'm excited to see how the voting turns out because I think it's going to be a tight one.
I thought there'd be a couple. I was ready for some flaming, but I think we all just picked.
Not a lot of flames. Yeah,
no flames. That's all right. That's good. We're evolving.
That means that we had a good, solid draft. Mason didn't mess up one of one.
Yeah, no one drafted.
Is a good one.
Drafted something no one's ever heard of.
I would like to know real quick if you all had number one, what would you have picked?
I think I probably would have picked Nike as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I still would have gone with whatever it is that I picked number one. I can't remember.
I need to remember what I actually picked now.
I deleted my list as I went. So
I picked I'm loving it. Tins, what did you pick? Taco Bell? Yeah, Taco Bell.
Yeah, Liv Moss. Or not Liv Moss.
Think outside the bun.
Think outside
the bun, baby.
Okay, so to wrap up our day, it's time for the show to start. We each have to present our slogan for the next guy up pod. And so let's say this. If all three of ours are bad, and there's a potential that happens, I think we need to have a fourth option on the vote of like, these are all bad. And then we have like some
try again.
We need to get some write-ins from our fans and see if we have any better options out there. Look, we're not going to say we're the greatest like slogan makers of all time.
None of us work for a company that makes advertising brands. It's not us.
We want to just do it, not to think different. You know, we want to make sure that we have the right branding here. Does anyone go first? Am I feel good?
I feel great.
I don't feel great about mine. So.
I don't either. So I want to hear Mason's.
We were actually doing.
I will say about 6 hours ago, Mason said, "I don't have one yet." So this is recent inspiration, just so everyone is aware.
Yeah, and the inspiration was from your boy Zachy D.
Oh, no,
we were trying to come up with ideas of what we need to do. This was an
hour ago.
This was an hour ago. This was for our social media and trying to figure out what we can do to get some traction here. And it was keep shooting your shot till something sticks. So
that's what we do.
Shoot your shot till something sticks is going to be my slogan for this company.
You know, it's not bad. It in. I don't hate it. I'll be honest with you.
Hey, it's because you said it, Zach. That's why you don't hate it.
Dang I have a 2 out of 3 chance of winning this then.
Oh, no.
All right. Tins, how do you feel?
Mine's probably worse than yours, so I'll go. I don't want to end the episode terribly. All right. So when you think the next guy up podcast, you think of food, sports, but mostly you think of when we used to be a country.
That's right.
So that's what we're going to
Back in the
stand
good old
on.
day.
The next guy up podcast, turning back the clock on America.
Wait, it's not when we used to be a country.
I don't know. Let me workshop it for a second here.
We're
I'm not
turning
done.
back
I'm
the
still.
clock.
No, it's not what it was. Shut
No,
up.
America
What if-
used to be a pretty bad place. There was a time not that long ago when
Maybe something. Okay, here we go. The next guy up podcast. Time to make America great again. That's what I'm going with.
that's a
That's
good
it.
one, Tins.
That's the slogan right there.
It really rolls off the tongue. We have some merch just literally ready to roll out already. The design just came to me in my head.
I can't wait to see it.
God, there's like tens of thousands already in production. We're good.
Let me just email our production guy real quick. our merch factory. Yeah, he's good. He's ready. He's got hats. But he said hats will work best.
You know
What
what
color are
America?
these
This is
hats?
what Tins just said. You know when America was better in the 1850s. I'm just.
Turn back the clock.
I'm just okay, I'm stopping. That's a joke. That was a joke. Okay, bad joke.
Parody law. Parody law.
All right. Okay. All right, last boy, that's gonna look good on the graphic. All right, so last I was thinking back to our core values here as a pod. Maybe not the core values Tim's just kind of gave out to the world there, but our core values as a pod. And the whole idea that we're the next guy up pod, we're always ready. We're not the starters, We're not the guys who are going in at the beginning of the game. We're the guys who come in the garbage time. We're the guys who come in when someone gets injured, and it's like, you're our only hope. We need you, and we come in and we shoot those shots Mason was talking about. And so my slogan is simple, but here it is: put me in, coach.
Ooh.
And
It's a song.
it shows that we are always ready to go in the game when we're needed. We are the next guy up.
I love it.
Thanks.
It's pretty good.
Thanks, everybody.
I do want everyone to, don't I changed mine last minute. I was trying to be funny. No canceling. None.
Guys, Tinsley was just joking. It was like
Mine was going
trying
to be really
back
lame.
like 20 years, not like 150 years.
Mine was going to be really lame. It was going to be football, food, and we suck again. But I
That's
changed it. I shouldn't have changed it then.
I almost said something like big what was I saying? Big bets, big stomachs, big hearts. That was almost
Oh, that'd have been a good one too.
That's pretty good. We
Well-
can still add these. There are no rules. We didn't even come up.
Yeah,
That was
let's
my
add
other one.
these. Let's add
okay.
these.
We'll
Maybe-
have a lot
maybe
of
take some-
options. Yeah. Well, again, back to Mason. We're gonna just keep shooting our shots. Something's gonna stick.
That's all. I was just trying to shoot a shot. It was a joke shot though. It was like a water gun. It's just supposed to be funny. I feel like pre-canceled already. Oh no.
At least we can edit this if we need to. It's
No,
fine.
it's fine.
I think
all
it's
fine.
where everyone knows it was just a joke. Okay. We feel good, everybody?
I feel
I
great.
feel good.
All right. Great
So-
draft. We'll put those on socials. Guys, let's not reiterate this enough. If you have something better than what we just said, please tell us because we need your ideas, okay? You heard our ideas. That was after like us thinking about it for a while. So if you have something better, please give it to us. We'll take it, I promise. But that's going to do it for our Messing on Monday episode today. Big, huge Friday episode coming. Huge weekend preview episode. This is our last preseason episode coming up because guess what? NFL season starts the next week. So we are here. Preseason is coming to an end. This is our last like Friday Futures episode because from now on it's not futures anymore. It's the real. It's the present.
Yep.
We are in it. So we are doing an official season preview of both college and NFL on Friday. Big episode coming up. You're not going to want to miss that one. We will be all over socials with this stuff this week. We're going to be putting our drafts on there. Slogans, let us know your favorite slogan also on socials. If you're on Twitter or X, if you are on Facebook, Instagram, we are there. The boys have been putting up some fire pics on Twitter. If you haven't been following, you've been missing out. Go follow them, take their picks because they're winning. Heard they won big yesterday. College football.
We're cashing everywhere.
So do that and have a great week. We will see you on Friday.
Let's end with a Zach throat clear to end the. We missed the Zach throat clear last week, so everybody give a good throat clear at the end of the episode here to close us off. 3, 2, 1.
Titans suck. Bye.